Something I don't really talk about anymore is the fact that I used to do track and field and cross country when I was in high school. And I remember my freshman year, I was actually quite good. I made varsity right away. And I don't know what happened, but somewhere along my sophomore year, I got sick. I injured myself as well, and I just got slower and I got worse. And this mental block started to appear in my mind where I realized over the course of the last few years, no matter how hard I trained or how I showed up to practice every day, I still was not winning races, and I was in fact worse and slower. Although I had more endurance, I was slower than when I began. And I had this one race that completely changed my life and my mind and taught me an extremely valuable life lesson. So this was probably around either my junior or my senior year, and the season was wrapping up and I was going to run a 400-meter dash. Something really interesting happened where I started the race as I usually would, nervous as hell, telling myself I really want to win. Can this finally be the time that I will win? But kind of doubting myself, kind of hesitating. I know for a fact that I'm supposed to, because I have been trained to push really hard. And to be the best and to win, I have to feel a lot of pain. So I started off the way I always would, muscles tense, feeling all this pain, feeling like it was so hard. I don't know if I will even finish, but I'll keep pushing through that and finish anyway. And the end result might not even be that great, but at least I finished the race. But it was really weird because right around when I passed the halfway point, like the 200-meter mark, I had this sudden thought to myself. And it was, I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but I'll be quite honest. I was like, you know what? There's not a lot left in my career. And I maybe only have like this one race or one more, and the season is already over and I'm already getting to the end of high school. So why don't I just stop trying so hard? And how about if I just let go? And even if I'm a lot slower, what if I just stopped caring? What if I just let go and just finish the race, even if I'm gonna be the very last person and they're gonna be waiting for me for like half a minute to cross the finish line? You know what? It doesn't even matter how embarrassing this is gonna be. Like, why the hell do I care so much if I'm not even gonna win anyway? Why am I even pushing? And this thought really occurred to me quite quickly. It was like a flip kind of switched in my brain. As soon as I was reaching the 300-meter mark, it was like all this stress and tension just immediately left my body, and I felt no pain, or I felt like extremely little pain. I ran ahead of a bunch of people. I honestly don't remember if I won that race or maybe I got second place, but I beat my time within the span of that one race by something along the lines of like 11 or 15 seconds. And it was a huge PR for me. And I was like, huh, interesting how that just occurred. It was like kind of mind-blowing to me. This lesson has been taught to me by my life experience more than once, but I'm coming to you now with the clarity of it all. Sometimes when you're just too emotionally invested into this lifelong dream or goal that you have, the expectations and the negative belief patterns of the past project themselves onto this thing that you're attempting to do, and you just get in your own way. Your mind creates these hurdles that are not even really there. When you become too emotionally attached to something, it becomes harder to just see it objectively and set a goal and say, this is what I want to do. What is required of me to get there? You project your past experiences onto this new thing, and it immediately lowers your expectation for what you can accomplish. When you say to yourself, like, for example, I need to be successful, I need to be wealthy, I need to show people in my family that my life mattered and I made something of myself, and if I don't reach this goal, then things are never gonna go well for me. Like, your brain just subconsciously does it. You start to think to yourself, well, this is gonna be hard just like every other thing that I ever tried before, and because I generally don't like doing things that are successful, and this is gonna feel like shit, and this is gonna take so much effort, and it's gonna be painful. And you literally just create these fake scenarios in your head. You're not living in reality. You are living in the past, and you're getting in your own way. You need to just let go and start with a clean slate. You have to give up on this romanticized version of how you think things should be. You have to give up on how you want things to be and just let go. It is not about how you feel on the inside. It's not about satisfying your inner world. We come to these conclusions that if we are not honoring our inner selves and we are letting go of our emotional world and our personal feelings for the sake of success, money, etc., whatever it is, we somehow think that like achieving things in real life that don't give you this like emotional feeling that you are expecting inside, that means that this thing is shallow or wrong or bad. And that's just you being overly emotionally invested, especially when it comes to like starting a business or just achieving a goal. When it's something that has nothing to do with a relationship, we come into things from a very selfish perspective, to be quite honest. We think like, I must feel good, every step of the way must feel good, I must be emotionally fulfilled. And because we are coming from this emotional world, we're not in reality. We are just trying to feed ourselves. And I think this is the biggest thing with social media addiction. If all you care about is feeling perfect and good all the time inside, then what difference does it make whether you're actually accomplishing a goal or you're just watching something that's entertaining you and giving you that feeling, even if it's temporary? You think to yourself like, that's better. It's better to feel good in the moment. It's better for my inner self to be in these like lovey-dovey emotional feelings. This is why people turn to unhealthy addictions. But you have to realize it's just not about you. It's about what goal do I want to reach and what's required to get there. Period. You have to remove yourself from the equation and just let go. It's not about, I'm gonna publish this book and it's gonna get 1 million readers, but I have to be true to myself. And if I don't make it, I don't know, politically correct, or if I don't push this agenda that I believe in, and if I'm ignoring all these causes, or if I'm not talking about personal things in my childhood, or whatever it is that like you are emotionally stuck on, you think like, if I don't share these things which are important to me, then the book is going to be shallow, and what does it even matter that it does well, because it's like I'm selling out. And it's like, no, stop. Like, stop. Unless it's literally an autobiography, look at it from the point of view of, not everything is about licking your wounds. Not everything is about your emotions feeling great. It can just be about the creative process of your mind. It can be about satisfying a reader. It can be about giving of yourself selflessly to make a wonderful product that you can put out there into the world that is going to improve people's lives. You can be successful and be selfless and be happy about it, and it's not a shallow thing. But you can't get to that point if you are invested and you're not willing to let go. If you're not willing to detach, you have to just think, where do I want to go? What am I going to try? And you set a benchmark for yourself. For example, I am going to write at least 1 chapter every week of this book for an entire 6 months. And when I reach the point of those 6 months, if I feel like this book is not going to sell, if nobody is willing to pick it up, if no one is willing to publish it after a year, then I'm going to just scrap the idea, and I'm going to give up on editing it and give up on revising it and just start fresh with something new. What you should not do is, and what we often do is, we're like, oh, this feels bad, and you start to doubt everything. You start to project yourself onto this new business endeavor. Then you think, I feel like this is shit right now, so I just want to scrap that and start over. No. No. You set your goal and you follow through No matter what your brain is telling you, no matter what emotions are arising, you follow through. And then when you reach that end point is when you are allowed to look back and reflect on, is this something I want to keep going, moving forward, or not? And you can't really sit there in analysis paralysis and take a super long amount of time to be deciding like, damn, like this book that I wrote for 6 months, you know what, like I'm sure no one will read it, so let me just scrap it. No, you worked on this. Give it a chance. Give these things a chance. Let other people be the judges. You are not the most important person in the world. It's not just about how you feel, whether something is great or not. Give up on fulfilling your emotional world and take real actions. And oftentimes, these real actions will lead to amazing results that will then feed your inner world, and you will feel accomplished and proud of yourself. Get out of your head, get out of these mentalities, and if it means you have to give up on something you've been attempting to do for a decade or more, then so be it. See you in the next one.